This story is about how some so-called pastors use vulnerable ladies in their churches, but no one knows. It is a story about the immoral practices in some Nigerian churches. But before we proceed, please hit the subscribe button and share this video. If you are watching us on TikTok, please follow us and repost this video. Now let's go.
They called him Daddy G.O. with reverence. To the world, Pastor Enoch Adewale was a man of God, righteous, respected, and untainted by scandal. His wife, Mama G.O., was a portrait of grace, sitting quietly beside him every Sunday, her jewel tied high, her voice soft, and her smile unwavering. Their church, Kingdom Dominion Ministries, had grown from a small prayer group in Surulere to a mega ministry in Lekki. The building glittered with chandeliers, security guards wore suits, and the front rows were lined with dignitaries, politicians, and CEOs. But behind all the gold-plated pulpits and sanctified speeches, something else was brewing. It began the day Zainab Musa walked into the church office. Zainab was 26, beautiful in an effortless way, caramel skin, big expressive eyes, and a voice like soft rain. She had a second-class upper in mass communication, but had been job hunting for over a year. Her friend Shade had told her the church's media department was hiring. Just try na, even if it's part-time, Pastor Enoch pays well. So she went, nervous but hopeful. The receptionist gave her a skeptical glance. "You sure you have experience?" "Yes, Ma, I was head of campus TV back in school." Wait, someone will attend to you." Minutes later, a tall, sharply dressed man stepped into the lobby. "You're Zainab?" "Yes, sir." "I'm Deacon Alex. Follow me." She was led through polished corridors until they reached the media office. Cameras, editing suites, sound booths. Zainab lit up. This was her world. After a short interview, Deacon Alex smiled. "You're intelligent, confident, and your portfolio is impressive." "Thank you, sir. We'll contact you by Monday. If you're hired, you'll start immediately. The work is demanding. Pastor doesn't like mediocrity." Zainab nodded. "I won't disappoint." She didn't. Zainab was hired as a media assistant, but within 3 weeks, she was handling live streams, filming sermons, and editing content for the church's 1.2 million YouTube subscribers. Her work was crisp, professional, exceptional. One afternoon, as she was editing a sermon clip, she heard a voice behind her. "You're Zainab?" She turned and froze. It was him, Pastor Enoch, in person, tall, charismatic. His white kaftan looked like it had been dry cleaned in heaven. "Yes, sir," she said, rising quickly. "I saw your last video. Excellent work." "Thank you, sir." His eyes lingered a second longer than necessary. "What state are you from?" "Kogi, sir." Igala?" "Yes, sir." "Beautiful people. Smart, too." That day, he didn't leave her mind. Or the next day. Or the day after. Soon, he began sending messages through Deacon Alex. "Pastor would like to see you in his study." "Pastor wants to speak privately about an assignment." "Pastor said you should ride with him after service." And every time, he smiled at her with the same intensity, like she was something he saw that others didn't. It started with lunch, then dinners, then weekend trips for media retreats in Port Harcourt and Dubai. By the end of the 3rd month, Zainab was no longer just a church employee. She was his secret. He didn't lie. He told her softly, while she was wrapped in his arms in a hotel suite in Victoria Island. "My wife is a wonderful woman, but she's more of a partner in ministry. The spark is gone. With you, I feel alive again." Zainab wanted to argue, to say she didn't want to be the other woman. But how do you say no to a man that powerful, that convincing? He never promised to leave his wife. Instead, he offered her another role. In Islam, men have more than one wife. Even in the Bible, King David had many. I want to honor you properly. Let me make you my wife, privately, spiritually. Zainab, raised Muslim but converted to Christianity in university, felt her resistance collapse under the weight of his words. 2 weeks later, in a quiet house in Asia, Pastor Enoch stood before her, an elder and 2 witnesses. They prayed, they exchanged vows, no legal documents, no photos. But the ceremony felt real. She became his other wife. Everything changed. Her account received monthly honorariums, 2 million naira at first, then 3 million. He bought her a car, rented a luxury apartment for her in Chevron, furnished with Italian furniture. She had access to VIP seats during service, special retreats, and a tailor that sewed her outfits for pastors' outings. But she also had rules. No public display. No tagging me on social media. Don't ever question my movements. She obeyed, until she missed her period. She bought 3 test kits, all positive. She sat in the bathroom and wept. When she told him, he was silent for a long time. Then he whispered, "We must be careful. If this gets out, it could destroy everything." Zainab was stunned. "So what are you saying? I should hide my own pregnancy?" "I'll take care of you, but this child must not be publicized." She walked out of his house in tears. For days he didn't call. When he finally did, he said, "Zainab, let's travel. Just us. I'll take you to Spain. You need to rest." She agreed, but something had shifted. She started thinking about her future, about being a secret forever, about her child being hidden like a shameful truth. She confided in a colleague, Aisha. Aisha listened, then said quietly, "You're not the first, and you won't be the last." Zainab blinked. "What do you mean?" "Ask around. There was a woman before you, had twins. We never saw her again." Zainab began digging. She found old records, chat messages, deleted photos on church servers. The story was always the same. Girls drawn to power, flattered, hidden, then silenced. Some relocated abroad, others vanished. Zainab confronted him. "You've done this before." He didn't deny it. "You're different. You're smart. But if you betray me, I'll bury you." She recorded it, every word, saved it in 5 cloud accounts. She was done. It started with a blog post. "Mega pastor impregnates staff member. Secret wife revealed." It went viral in hours. Screenshots, audio, bank transfers, pictures from their Spain trip. Zainab didn't post it, but someone did. Maybe Aisha. Maybe someone else tired of his hypocrisy. The backlash was immediate. The church called it a satanic attack. Pastor Enoch cried during a televised service, calling her a Jezebel sent to destroy God's work. Zainab received death threats. Her apartment was broken into. She fled Lagos, but the damage was done. Sponsors pulled out. Politicians distanced themselves. Investigations began. And then came the bombshell. Mama G.O filed for divorce. In her statement, she wrote, "This is not the first betrayal, but it will be the last. I will not stand beside a man who hides wives and children in the shadows while preaching light."
This man has brought shame to me, my children, and my family. This is not the first time he is marrying another woman, unknown to our family. I have had enough of the shame and disgrace. As of now, we are no longer together.
Months passed. The church split. A new pastor was appointed. Pastor Enoch faded into the background. Then, one night, the news broke. Former mega pastor found dead in guest house. Heart attack, alone, no one beside him.
The remains of a mega pastor found lifeless in a guest house. They said He has nowhere to go, and his flock has left him, so he took his own life. But we are still getting to know the whole story. Thank you very much, everyone.
Zainab sat in a small apartment in Kaduna, holding her child. She didn't cry. She didn't smile. She whispered, "May God have mercy on your soul." Like people say, Zainab wrote a book later, a bestseller titled Sanctified Secrets. Others say she never spoke again, just raised her child, quietly, in peace. But one thing became clear to everyone who knew the story. Power can build kingdoms, but secrets burn them to the ground.
Now, you see, it is good to make the right decisions, both male and female. Anyway, I know you loved the video. Subscribe now for more videos like this. See you on the next one.